Hey friends, how's it going? My name is Ren, and welcome back to Games Built in Public. I'm here with the indie game development team, Nothing Normal Games. Guys, please introduce yourselves.
Hello, you
Hello,
can start.
I'm Gani. I'm our main programming and narrative design guy. I do many other stuff as well, like, um, yeah, many other stuff.
Everything else.
Everything else.
Yeah, I'm Nadir, 3D, art, and game design, and I help also with the other things. And I don't do coding.
I'm a producer and a marketing guy and code also, and like we all do pretty much everything also. And I think my most important task is to be the producer, be the guy who makes these two guys work and make amazing things.
And his name is Vilho.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have a name actually.
That's great. And speaking of names, your game is called Brainshell, working title, I believe. Can you tell us about that game?
Yeah, so basically it's a game set in an alternate Cold War era where the government is using brains as a computing power. It's basically in that technology they developed that instead of computers, and they have this program called Brainshell where you are basically a missile.
With the nuclear warhead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like psychological surreal horror game where you experience one missile flight and experience the horrors that comes with that.
Awesome. That sounds fantastic. I feel like the sort of alternative timeline universe really gives a lot of opportunity for world building and narrative. And I believe you guys have put out a narrative demo, a visual novel style version of this game to the public now.
Yeah, it's available on itch. It's the title is ICBM, Intercontinental Ballistic Missile, but that's just basically the project title. And basically, if you can talk more about it.
Yeah, so originally we were doing a tabletop prototype of the narrative, but we realized that it doesn't work. So we were like, okay, we have this huge text document, what we're gonna do with it? And then we combined our art prototype and that prototype into this visual novel experience, which worked way better than we thought.
Yeah, very positive feedback and comments and reviews all over. So yeah, pretty happy with that so far.
We got some big YouTubers making videos of it even.
Oh, really? Like
Yeah.
who?
The biggest one is Man with Badass Hero, and then Alpha Beta Gamers, they both did a video, have combined views like 150,000.
That's fantastic. And how did this come about? How were you able to get Manly Badass Hero to actually play the game?
I guess it's like we made a really interesting game with a really interesting visual style, and then we just send him a email, and not any bulk email, but you should always target the specific persons you want to cover your game.
Yeah, and our idea was just starting to send emails out just to practice writing emails and contacting content creators. So we sent like 3 emails and 2 of them made a video out of it, which was really cool.
Yeah, it was pretty fast actually. Was this the same day for Alpha Beta Gamer?
Yeah, it was like 6 hours after we sent the email, the video was up, which is very impressive from their side as well.
Yeah, we weren't really expecting that. At first, we were thinking like, okay, it was just a practice to send the email and basically practice how to reach out to content creators and stuff. So we weren't really hoping much, I would say, but yeah, it happened. So
I think that's a great initiative, actually reaching out to content creators, and especially content creators with a large audience like Manly Badass Hero, because there are a couple 100,000 people watching your game right now, which is it's wonderful because those are all eyes on your game, all eyes on you as a team and what you're creating.
yeah, definitely. It's actually pretty impressive when you think of maybe my product or whatever you are putting out there is not how to say is not polished, and you think about it like it's not ready yet. And I was having this position, so I was a bit against reaching out at first, but then they convinced me, and yeah, basically you just put yourself out there, and yeah, people will actually people are smart and they can actually enjoy what you are making.
Yeah, don't fear to show your chunk to the world.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the best advantages about being an indie game developer, is that you can try new and interesting things. Take
Yeah,
a bit
experiment.
experiment, take a bit of a risk. What are some of the mechanics and challenges your players will face within the game?
So basically the game will be like an experience, an atmospheric ambient experience, that how it feels to fly a ballistic missile. So you will encounter all the physics, how a person or what a person will encounter in that position. Like it goes from gravity to pressure, all the heat and stuff like that. But also that will create this environment around the player, this like intense environment, and we will play around the hallucinations as well with that. So it will merge between reality and surreal. And when it comes to the gameplay itself, we will have some puzzles, and they will be heavily inspired from how you actually control a missile and what is happening inside the missile. So the player will basically interact as a missile inside of it.
Yeah, and we like originally we draw a huge inspiration from simulation games like PVKK, which is upcoming big title about controlling a cannon.
Canon, yeah.
Yeah, but we made a prototype around that, and we quickly realized that the actual flying of the missile isn't that interesting. There isn't that much like you can do during it because it's just a ballistic curve you're doing. So we pivoted towards this more experience focused thing where we're trying to give the player experience they're gonna remember after playing the game.
Yeah, I'd say it's more immersive.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like many people haven't really wondered what it would be like to be a missile. Not just be in a missile, but like be the missile essentially. And from what I understand with the game, the narrative focus on what the I guess character player is going through and their history, as well as the mechanics of being the missile. This does create this immersive and engaging experience for the players. And I actually feel a bit silly when I was playing a bit of this game. I felt a bit silly because I was thinking to myself, yes. So is there going to be like a round 2? But then I realized, oh yeah, you're a missile. You blow up at the end. There's nothing else after that. You just blow up. Don't
Or maybe
there could be.
maybe there will be a round 2. Who knows? But the thing is, with the narrative particularly, is like we try to actually explore how it is. How can a government enlist people who are willing to kind of, make themselves a missile? And then we played around this also like a bit of propaganda and brainwashing stuff, and that will also be explored and developed through the game, where the player will actually live certain moments of that, maybe in some flashbacks or something, where they will have a better understanding on the conflict, and also the player will have a better understanding on the character's psyche when he goes deep into those hallucinations episodes.
It was funny how we researched this stuff because first we thought like, is this going like a bit far-fetched, like all the brainwashing stuff and the evil government stuff, and then we watched like read about all the experiments the governments have been doing in the Cold War, and we're like, oh man, this isn't so far-fetched actually.
No, like I've been writing the narrative and researching a lot about how governments, for example, how the government propaganda worked and how what kind of experiment they did, and I didn't even need to change that much because the things they did were so horrible already that it wasn't that far-fetched that they would just grab soldiers and put them inside a nuclear missile if it was possible.
Yeah.
I mean, that sort of research sounds extremely entertaining and like really fun for a game developer to be doing. Like I can imagine
It's fun, but yeah, it's very fun, but also very disturbing. Like I have many sleepless night because I'm like, oh my god, this is like actually happening in the real world.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we had a movie night. We watched Threads movie from the 80s. That's about nuclear apocalypse. And oh man,
Yeah.
that's
It's really horrifying.
heavy stuff.
Yeah, so you mentioned the research and you guys having these movie nights, and it's great, it's fantastic, and I can imagine you guys like getting together and like having like a brainstorming session or a research session at a table, and this makes me kind of wonder, like, what is your process as a team? Like, how do you guys operate? What is your day to day?
We basically come to office every day. We don't have like super strict times, but we try to work like about from 10 to 5. We're still working on being a little more, doing the same times every day. But it's the freedom we get from being like indies like this.
And our work process, of course, we have like our own fields we are focusing on, but we have a lot of these like workshop sessions, which is great. We have such a small team that we can hear every one of our opinions about basically everything. So we can have like 2, 3, or even 4-hour workshop sessions where someone is like, hey, I want to talk about this thing. Like, for example, today we were talking about the hallucination episode, and then everyone starts brainstorming around that idea, and we pick up the coolest part from everyone. And it's a very cool process to have this small team. We can do this together.
It's very organic. It's literally like there is no... I won't say that there is no schedule. We have like some schedules and stuff, but we are kind of also free balling it sometimes, to be honest. Depends on how we feel, like what is the priority and stuff. So it ever changing. There is also this adaptability. You always need to adapt on what is the priority and what day. Like 2 days ago or 3 days ago, we were focusing on the marketing and making socials, and today we are focusing more onto the game mechanics. So it's not like, this week or from 10 to whatever hour we're gonna work on this. It just literally goes with the flow. And I like that because there is no string attached to anything. You're just like, today I want to work on this. And yeah, that's how we are doing it so far. And I hope it will continue and be more efficient in the future.
Yeah, we have just this big half a year timeline and like deadlines there. And kind of what we should do these weeks, for example, but not like day-to-day deadlines.
Yeah, it's like big milestones, basically.
How did you guys meet as a team?
Good question.
Me and Geni first came to Espoo Game Lab. That is this incubator for new indies who want to maybe make their own companies, and we just came here to see what it's all about, and it clicked. Like we like weird stuff and experimental games. Later on, Nadir came to the lab also, and we started brainstorming the game forward.
Originally, Nadir was actually part of a different team, but then we went to like this indie beer event, and I started talking with Nadir and really clicked with him, and I was like, we need to steal this guy from the other team.
They stole me, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
How did they steal you? Did they bribe you with something, or did you just like
with
the
beers?
Kind of game?
Yeah.
I suppose that's effective, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, but it was really fun. Like because I had, I was like questioning which team I joined first, and I joined the others, but then I had also an eye on them, and I realized that the more I talked with them, the more I, get to know them. I realized that we have a lot in common, and I felt that we can work kind of organically and efficiently together.
Yeah, I feel like it was a nice organic team growth. I suppose it
Yeah.
takes a very particular type of person to enjoy kind of the psychological horror genre, a bit of body horror in the background there, and it's great to see a team like this come together and within the 6-month timeline, like create a prototype game as well.
Yeah, it's crazy because I never thought that I would. I was interested in psychological horror stuff, but I never thought that I would make a game about it or something. I always think about movies in general when I think about that. It would be nice to direct a movie like that or something, but it's all kind of similar almost. And having same interests, maybe we lean in different things. Gainy, for example, I guess he leans more into puzzle, like mindfuck games. Like we all like that, I guess. But he's more into horrors. I'm not really into horror, like classical horror stuff. I'm more into psychological horror. But I'm into like also uncanny and weird and gory stuff sometimes. So it's nice to have this mix and try to find the balance between everything.
Right. Now with Espo Game Lab, I suppose they're giving you some coaching on the business development side of being an indie game team. How are you guys navigating this?
Oh man, where do we start? It's hell. Like the business side of things is obviously very hard, especially as an indie. You don't have any resources to start with, so there is this pressure that you need to come up with a really good game or product that will sustain you in the future months or for your next game, right? So there is a lot of planning on the business side. It's like, how can we make this profitable without really taking out the what the game makes it good or the creativity, and looking for the scope. Is this game gonna take us so long to make? And so there's a lot of these questions.
Yeah, the business side is there right from the beginning. That's what they teach us here. They don't teach us like the technical skills. They teach us the business. So how do you design a game that's, for example, marketable? How you maybe you have many game ideas. How you choose the one that people would actually want to play? Is there like market gap for that kind of stuff, or is everybody else doing the same game like you?
And they really force you to do this stuff like from the very beginning. And I feel like if you just met in life outside of Game Lab, we wouldn't be here with this idea right now. We would be stuck with the first idea we had with Will, and it would probably be worst game. And I think it's very great that there's like this outside force that is forcing us to do the boring, disgusting market research and all this business stuff.
Yeah, it's like it puts into perspective, and you reevaluate your decisions based on that. It's not like you base your game about profitability or how to make a lot of money, but it's like a safety net where if you're gonna spend months working on something, at least try to make it profitable enough for you to sustain yourself later. And that's what they teach here. It's not like, oh, just think about money, we need to make money. No, it's just make something that it's good, basically. Well, taking in consideration the competition and all this stuff as well.
Yeah, that's excellent. There is a certain level of boldness needed to dive into the business development side of indie game development, and you guys are doing a fantastic job. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, back to the game, Brainshell. What has been the most challenging part about making the game as an indie game development team?
I think coming up with the name. It's because we had ICBM as the project name, and we really liked it. It stuck with you when you work on it for a long time. And now even like the videos from the content creators, it's like it's ICBM and stuff like that. But then we decided, okay, like let's take something that captures actually it's different, but also captures what we want to convey to the players. So yeah, for me at least, the name was challenging but fun to find, to brainstorm and stuff. And also, I would say the narrative. The narrative is challenging. Like the setting is fine and everything is like we can take inspiration from, but like the psyche of the character, the background, and what makes sense in certain phases of the gameplay and stuff like that. That's, I think, it's challenging. We still trying to figure it out, but I think we are on the right track for that for now.
I agree.
Wonderful.
Well said, well said.
Yeah.
Right. So, all right. Now, before we wrap up, I'd like to ask, what does the future hold for Nothing Normal Games?
Nothing normal games.
Yeah, nothing normal games. We are already planning, like, because we want to keep the production of this game very short. We want to push it out. So we are aiming for release at Q1 of next year.
Yeah.
So we are already planning what's gonna be our next game, what we want out of the next game. And yeah, we want it to be something different. We don't want to get stuck on this like style we are doing right now. We want to experiment with games. We want to try new things. And,
explore new
but,
terrains.
But it's gonna be weird.
Definitely.
Wonderful. Always love to hear an indie team being weird, really making an impact, being memorable. It's great to hear.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. We're gonna keep making weird things.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for doing this interview with me. It's been wonderful talking to you and learning more about Nothing Normal Games and Brainshell.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Yes, and for you guys watching at home, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and check out Nothing Normal Games on itch.io and join their Discord server. Links will be in the description. Thanks for watching, and see you again next time.
Thank you.
Peace.
Peace.